All right, wonderful. Well, welcome everyone to our pregnancy, baby, kids, and oils class. This class has been so requested for so long, and I'm so excited that we're going to be able to share it with you tonight, and that we have an amazing special guest, Miss Lacey Grim, my really amazing friend, sweet friend, and our diamond leader. So I'm just so excited to introduce her. And Lacey, you can share a little bit more about your story, of course, but thank you for being here because I know you're a pregnancy baby expert and oils expert. So go ahead. I guess we'll just turn it over to you.
Okay. Yay. Okay. Well, I'm going to start with babies and I'll talk about pregnancy. And then Jenny's going to take it from there. I'm going to have to hop up because my kids are going to be back and we don't have a room with a door at our house, which was a bad plan. But anyway, so I have been with doTERRA for over 7 years. So 7 years since 2013 is when I started with doTERRA. And, I was a younger mom at the time. I had 3 children. Now I have 4. And I always tell the joke that I basically got pregnant with the 4th child just to be able to play with the oils while I was pregnant and see what would happen, because people obviously will ask me about them and I felt like I needed to get hands-on experience. So no pressure, Jenny, but I feel like doing is definitely the best way to learn. And for sure, I learned a ton about what it's like to experience oils as a pregnant person during birth and labor as well. And then also for the baby, we used a ton of oils on Abraham. He's 4 now, probably the smartest child I have. Don't tell the rest of them. And he's definitely very healthy and has never had to visit the pediatrician except for a stitch or 2 here and there. So and that's true actually of all my children. We haven't been to the pediatrician for a sick visit in really probably more like 12 years, but since the oils came into play, it's just been like, I don't even remember the phone number of my pediatrician anymore because I just don't even ever feel like we need to call them because we have the tools, right? We just have what we need. And actually that happened today. I'm going to tell you a quick story because they always like, they just, every time I use them, I'm like, oh yeah, these work. That's nice. So today Abraham had a rash like on the back of his neck and kind of down his neck and onto his shoulders a little bit. And it was real red up in his scalp area and it was very itchy. And it wasn't raised bumps or anything, and we weren't quite sure what it was. And so I was a little nervous about it actually, and I texted a few friends a picture and I said, what would you do? What do you think this is? And they didn't really have a great idea. And if you look up rash on the internet, then you get no kind of guidance whatsoever. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use the oils. I'm gonna kind of follow the protocol that comes to me and that makes sense.
Oh goodness, we lost you. Hope you come back. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear Lacey? Okay, now you're muted. Okay, there.
Can you hear me? Am I totally breaking up?
At least it wasn't just me tonight.
I know, Emily. Emily, we just got
I
off
had the same Emily tonight with the class. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh my goodness, all of the internets are having issues tonight. It's probably all the rain.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, we use power, but it's been working fine. I'm trying my myself now, and hopefully maybe that'll be a little stronger.
Okay.
I just turned on my hotspot, so we'll see.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know where I lost you.
Okay, we're talking about the rash.
Okay, Abraham had a rash. I did the Maxim protocol, and within 2 hours, I just checked it again. It was less, and we were like planning to kind of go back and
so
do the
back up. What is that? Because I think we missed that.
The Maxim protocol.
Yes.
it's one of the Symphony of the Cells protocols. So
Okay,
I
that's what
showed
we
his
did.
friends this picture, yeah, and we didn't know what it was, and nobody was like, yeah, it's probably this or it's probably that. I was like, maybe it's an allergic reaction. His ears were kind of red too, but he was acting totally normally. So I wasn't concerned really about him, you know, like going crashing fast or anything. You know, I tried to like pay attention to some of those some of those things. He was bouncing around. I couldn't get him to hold still. He's acting like his normal 4-year-old boy self. So he let me do the protocol while he was twisting and rolling around on the floor, which is really a fast protocol. So I'm thankful for that. And, you know, 2 hours later, it was reduced. And then through the day, we keep checking it. And in fact, the kids, his sisters keep going, I don't see his rash anymore. I think it's gone. So it's just one of those things where just having the tools to just deal with whatever pops up, it just blows my mind. How important that is to us and how much it's changed our lives. And every time when that happens, I don't think, oh, I need to call the pediatrician and schedule an appointment. I just use the oils and then they work and then we don't have to, right? So, but anyway, so I got pregnant just to test the oils during pregnancy, which was a terrible idea for me because I am a terrible pregnant person. I get hyperemesis gravidarum, which means I am out for, it was like 4 solid months that I couldn't get out of bed. So the oils didn't help me get out of bed, but I will tell you they did offer me some relief. One thing that I did when I was pregnant, a friend did this for me. We were visiting and she did the Aroma Touch hand technique with wild orange and peppermint on my hand. And I know so many women deal with morning sickness when they are pregnant. So this is just a simple thing. I mean, it was actually the most powerful experience I had. For the hyperemesis, and I tried a little bit of everything. I won't even tell you what all I tried, but that helped tremendously. So that was one really simple thing. And I will tell you that Aroma Touch technique can be a really powerful tool through pregnancy and during birth and labor as well. So if that's not something that you're familiar with, I definitely encourage you to check out the Aroma Touch technique, even if you just learn the hand technique and the foot technique. They're very, very helpful tools. And it's something that your partner, when you're in labor, can do to your feet to help you calm down and relieve stress and really improve your circulation and all kinds of things when you're in the midst of really the hard part of delivering a baby. So what I want to make sure you guys know is that when I use essential oils during pregnancy, I didn't temper them at all. So a lot of times people are like, well, what's safe to use during pregnancy? And for me, I never was once like a little bit worried about any of the products that I used. And doTERRA says, you know, none of their products are really labeled as, none of them have an issue for pregnant women. Now, if you want to consult your midwife or your OBGYN, you totally can, but I'll warn you, they don't always know everything about oils and they maybe don't understand these products. So, you know, there's a couple of great resources. The Essential Midwife is a great resource. She actually has a book called, I think it's called, what's it called? The Essential Midwife, I want to say. I had another great book that was oils for pregnancy, and it was kind of a spiral bound flip chart that helped me look up if I was having an issue. And that was something I relied on more for clients than anything. And when you think about pregnancy, there's sort of some main things that pop up, and you guys are welcome if you have like a question about a specific need, because we could go on all night about what to use for what specific condition. But I really just think kind of broadly, like, you know, when we're talking about using oils during pregnancy, it's not going to be like going through us and straight into our baby situation, right? Just like anything we eat is going to go through the filtering organs, and then it goes through and they get what they need. Our bodies aren't like, people talk about this with nursing too, that they're afraid if they use an oil, it's going to go straight through their breast milk right into their baby's mouth. And that's just really not how our bodies work. Okay. The body does what it does and gives our babies exactly what they need. So really the best thing that you can do when you're pregnant is focus on your needs, even though of course we want to build this baby healthy and strong. The healthier and stronger that we are, the healthier and stronger our babies will be. And some precautions might be avoid peppermint and deep blue, but really I can't find any justification other than that's just like something people have always said. I will tell you that when your body is ready to go into labor, your body will go into labor. So some people are like, well, you're going to start contractions. Well, that may be true, but it doesn't take 1 or 2 contractions to deliver a baby. Unfortunately, it usually takes a whole night of contracting. So an example that I always share is when I was about 20 to maybe 24 weeks pregnant, we were doing classes. We were actually, it wasn't Diamond Club, but we did our own little our own version of Diamond Club and traveled. And we went to a class in Virginia. And my travel case, the Cleary column busted open. And instead of wasting it, I was like, oh, I'm just going to rub this everywhere all over my body. And I started contracting, which wasn't a massive, like it wasn't a big deal. I obviously didn't deliver at 24 weeks. It did kind of encourage these contractions, which was not really a big deal. I have Braxton Hicks pretty much throughout all my pregnancies anyway. So it was just, I could tell that had started it. Now, when your body, what the oils do in general and when you're pregnant is they encourage normal function. So if your body is, if you're gonna have a miscarriage, the oils wouldn't create a miscarriage situation. They might encourage that process to continue or to start, which is always sad and never what we are looking to make happen. But the oils aren't causing anything like that. They're gonna just enhance the body to do what it's kind of already doing, if that makes sense. And I can tell you this pretty acutely because when I wanted to go into labor, I was dousing myself in oils as much as I possibly could, and it was not making anything happen that wasn't ready to happen. So we have to just remember that our bodies are pretty beautiful tools, and we can just support them. We can't demand things from them. And one question I always get asked is, what oils can we use for birth control? And I'm sad to say that if you are trying to stay celibate, or not celibate, that's the wrong word. Although I've heard people using oils for that. That's crazy. Stay unpregnant or stay sterile. That's not the right word either. But anyway, if you're trying not to get pregnant, the oils are not going to help you not get pregnant. The oils are going to help your body function harmoniously and in balance. So if you're using oils, your body is working better than it would be if it wasn't. Okay. So a lot of times it can interfere with things like birth control, because birth control is specifically making your body do something it's not supposed to do. And the oils will come in and try to get you back to where your body is designed to be. So just keep that in mind. We're not going to, we cannot stop pregnancy with the use of essential oils. In fact, I've seen quite the opposite in my experience. So, just kind of touching on safety, when I was pregnant, like I said, I didn't really cut back. And I've known many, many pregnant women who also did not cut back or who aren't cutting back. In fact, they rely more on their oils during pregnancy than they did before. And that's true of our supplements too. Our supplements are an incredible prenatal vitamin, very, very wholesome and complete. And I would say between that and the probiotic, there's nothing that you can do better for your baby's brain development than use those specific products. So I would encourage you, if you're pregnant, or if you know somebody who wants to be pregnant, or if you're pre-pregnancy and you want to get pregnant or whatever, those tools are really, really magnificent for giving your body the ability to nourish a baby's growing body as well. And same through nursing, there's just like when you're talking about there has been research done on probiotics specifically affecting and impacting the development of healthy brain in babies. So that's why I recommend the PB Assist. And then the second was for sure now I'm forgetting, fish oil has a ton of benefit for the brain development. And that's true after the baby is born too, and then even into, as children growing up. That's one of the most important things in the supplement line, I think, is the fish oil that we have for adults and for children as well, because it's such an important part of our overall health. But yeah, so I used all the supplements here and there. When I was pregnant, we didn't have Adaptive at that time, and we didn't have Serenity Complex. So those were not ones that I would have used, but if I needed them. So sleep is one of my major issues. When I'm pregnant, I will actually wake up and have panic attacks when I'm pregnant, because I feel like an alien has overtaken my body and I can't get it out until it wants to come out. And that makes me feel very trapped, and I start to panic, and I'm going to panic right now just thinking about it. So balance was one of the tools that helped me tremendously. I wish that I'd had Adaptive at the time. I wish I'd had Serenity Complex at the time. But for those women who are dealing with maybe some similar things, that would be an amazing resource for sure. trying to think. So during my my pre-labor time, I started to really heavily rely on oils like clary calm and clary sage, rose and jasmine. I would pull those out and use those very frequently towards the end of my labor, and they were really, really helpful. Now during labor, a few tips. I loved diffusing clary sage, frankincense, and ylang ylang is a beautiful combination to put in the diffuser. And I've had the privilege to be at two of my sister's births, and we use the same combination, and it's become a favorite. It's very relaxing and soothing, and it's just something about that combination in that moment is really perfect. And we used Aroma Touch technique on her. I have a lot of doula friends that use Aroma Touch a lot with their clients as well. Lavender, if somebody's getting in the water, if they want to experience some laboring in the water, I would have some swelling, and that would hinder the baby from coming through the cervix. And so I would use lavender on a washcloth and hold that over the cervix to help reduce the swelling, and then allow the baby to come out. I saw that worked for my sister pretty dramatically in one of her labor. She was really struggling, and she had a swollen cervix as well. And it was just one of those things where we calmed it down a bit, and it gave her that relief so that she could then, it was within minutes, just push that baby out. So, so they've been pretty powerful in my experience in birth situations as well. So throughout pregnancy and then in birth, and then moving on to having this tiny baby infant, within, I would say, less than a minute or two, we were already applying essential oils to Abraham when he was born. So for the belly button, we were using myrrh and frankincense. I put frankincense on his head just as an anointment when he was first born. And people will say, well, won't that interfere with those hormones and that connection between the mother and the baby? And again, when we think about oils, they are supporting us to function how we're designed to function. And so it only enhances, especially frankincense. It's just the enhancer of everything, right? So frankincense really just helps develop that mother-child bond, and myrrh is the same. And I mean, if you think about it, like if they're going to give it to the Savior, then why wouldn't they give it to your own child, right? So those tools, specifically frankincense and myrrh, are very useful for infants. Like I said, with the belly button, if circumcision is involved, these are tools that we used a ton of when Abraham was tiny, and without restraint too. Like you can use them diluted, and I love the touch line for that. It makes it so easy. You can make your own roller bottles, but there wasn't much concern for me because I, have worked with essential oils enough to know that frankincense is a very gentle oil. Myrrh is a very gentle oil. Now, something like peppermint, I would not apply directly to an infant. I would dilute that. And some women, when they're pregnant, are more sensitive to specific things as well. And I totally get that, because I'm that way at least once a month. And I'm like, today somebody put spearmint on. I was like, oh, get that out of here. Just because it's not the right time of the month for me to want to smell pepper or spearmint. I just don't like it right now. I don't know why. But anyway, so there's certainly some things that are specific to each individual, but overall the safety is just not really, is not something that we need to be concerned about. We just need to find out, what do we like? What do we feel comfortable with? And know that these tools are very, very viable and helpful and useful tools through kind of all parts of life, but definitely during pregnancy, birth, and all of that. Okay, I'm good. Now I've stopped talking for like 2 minutes. Does anybody have any questions?
So there is one question that I tend to get a lot, and you may have kind of touched on it, but how did you feel, what is your recommendation as far as like internal use of the oils while pregnant? Like, did you do internal use, and what do you think about that? Because I think some people have hesitations. They're like, okay with diffusing and maybe applying topically, but then they think internal use, there's a reason why maybe they shouldn't.
Yeah. So, I mean, I did use them internally during pregnancy. I definitely can understand the thought, like wanting to think about what you're putting in your body. But also just be aware, there's no reason to have a fear about using the essential oils internally. There's no research that says there's any risk. There's no mothers that have been harmed. And honestly, the essential oil babies that I know their moms have used oils very heavily during pregnancy, those babies come out real healthy in the end. So I think that it's just one of those things where it does seem intimidating if it's not something that we're super accustomed to, but the more accustomed we become to using that as a regular part of our routine, even during pregnancy. It seems like the obvious go-to in some situations when you're talking about things like heartburn, or indigestion, stuff that comes with pregnancy pretty regularly, constipation even. I wouldn't hesitate to use the oils internally, especially over what we might use from the drugstore. It's way safer and gentler option for everybody involved, but definitely is not going to cause an issue when coming. I think that's what we think, like I'd mentioned, we take something internally and it goes straight to the baby, but it really doesn't. Our body is so much more dynamic than that. So it doesn't work quite like that. There's so many different pathways that make sure the baby gets exactly what it needs. And there's a chance that what you take helps the baby and improves, their development, just in the way that good nutrition would as well. So yeah, I hope that alleviates, but you don't have to rely 100% on me. If you ask doTERRA, they will say that there is nothing in any of our products that should cause concern for pregnant women. There's no reason to think that that we should, just according to like all of the ingredients and what the FDA has to say. Even it's all approved for pregnant women. If you want to take it to a healthcare professional individually, you can. I know my midwife is totally pro, use the oils however you want. They're a really good tool. And the truth of the matter is, like anything, do what you're comfortable with. What my midwife says, and I think it's very, very wise, because a lot of people ask her these kinds of questions all the time, not just about oils, but about anything. Basically, if I do this, is it going to hurt my baby? Her answer is always, if you do this and something should happen, you would blame yourself for having done that, then don't do it. That's her answer for everything. And I think it's a really wise answer. And I think it gives us an opportunity to kind of measure out how we feel on things and what we're comfortable with. Because that's really what it boils down to. It boils down to, what are we comfortable with? And, there are no warnings on our products when it comes to being used with for pregnant women, whereas most products actually do have those warnings. I think it says, talk to a physician or whatever, but there's, when you take Tylenol or you take Motrin, and I know a lot of women take those things when they're pregnant and don't really think about it for a second, that's going to have an impact, right? Those are things we should consider. And sometimes we're just acclimated to the wrong sort of way of thinking. So anyway, but I totally know how that goes, because I think my whole journey into natural wellness started when I got pregnant. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do everything just right to make sure that this baby doesn't get hurt by something that I do. And she's fine.
Awesome.
Does that help?
Thank you for answering that. Yes. Does anybody else have a question for Lacey before she has to hop off? Lacey, we so appreciate you being here. It's been wonderful. Does anybody else have a question?
I'm thrilled to be here. I love you guys. Nobody's putting anything in chat, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, any last little bits of advice or words? What? Yes, Sarah is. Yes, Sarah is here, and she's pregnant.
Yay!
I'm excited. She is due next month, like soon.
Oh my goodness. Woo.
Yes.
You're at the end of the road. That's so exciting. That's the best part of pregnancy right there.
I wish we could see you, but you don't have to show us your face and your belly if you don't want to. Totally fine. Anyway, well, thank you, Lacey. We really appreciate 3 weeks, she said.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yay! Good. Will you let somebody do that aromatouch on you? It'll feel amazing right
now. That's awesome.
Okay. All right. I think I hear kids
Lacey,
yelling
are you gonna
outside.
hop off, or are you gonna hang? Yep. Oh boy.
Yes, I need to hop off.
Okay.
They're
Thank you,
outside
Lacey.
in the wet. So, but yeah, if you guys ever need me, reach out. Don't hesitate. All right. Bye.
We appreciate you being awesome. Bye. Okay, guys. So that was awesome. I love hearing from her. She is amazing. Such a great resource. So I am going to, right now, I'm going to do a screen share, and let me see if I can find my, hold on one second. Well, goodness. Now look here. I had everything set up and now it's not wanting to do it for me. So let me pop off and find it real quick on my computer. I'm so sorry. I just love how this does. It's like I have everything ready. See, Emily, it happens to me too. I'm telling you, things happen with, oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Let me find it. It's still not showing it. Well, this is great. Hold on one second. Let me pull down and see if I can find my PowerPoint. Y'all just bear with me. Okay, here we go. There it is. There you are, little PowerPoint. Okay, so we are going to jump in, and since Lacey's kind of left off, she talked a lot about the pregnancy, and she did share some of, hold on, let me get this from current slide. She did share some about babies, which was awesome. I love the fact that, you know, thinking about how as soon as that baby's born, you're able to put those oils, and really, I loved, you know, just her saying anoint that child. And I do think about how that was a gift to Jesus, frankincense and myrrh, and how awesome it would be to have that just after that baby's born, and just, you know, apply those oils to the bottoms of the feet or the top of the head. I just think that's so special. So definitely take your oils. You're having a baby, you're in labor, you definitely want to take your oils and have them with you in the hospital, because it's not too early, like Lacey said, to go ahead and start using those oils with your baby. So we're going to start talking through just some of the oils that we can use, what they're good for. We're going to look at kids, older kids oils as well, and I'm really, really excited. And at the end of the class, I do have a prize I'm giving away. I'm going to give away one of the oils in the kids collection. So if you can hang with me, somebody's going to win that. But I didn't even introduce myself, and I know most of you on here know me, but those that may be watching the recording, I want to just introduce myself. My name is Jenny Starnes, and I have been a doTERRA wellness advocate for 4 years. We got started really because my husband was in the military and had some different health issues, and we were looking for some natural options. So when I was introduced to the oils, I was just so thankful to have something natural that God made, He created, that's here for us. And we're going to see tonight, these oils can be used for our entire family, can be used on our precious children to support their body in such an amazing way. And Lacey's already shared some of that with you guys. So I'm just so excited for this. So we're going to talk, I mean, when you think about, I mean, the oils, like I said, came from God. People have been using plants for medicine for years and years and years. And just for us to be able to take these plants and these oils to use on our children is truly such a gift. So, so let's just look at some of the things that we need to kind of talk about. And Lacey did kind of already mention this. But there is one rule that we need to keep in mind is, yes, our babies, our children, their skin is a lot more sensitive than adults. So we need to take that into consideration and know that, you know, when we're using these really potent oils, for one, we need to dilute the oil. And Lacey said, of course, they were used to oils and knew that some of the oils they were using were gentle and mild, weren't some of the real strong oils, so to speak, even though they're strong in their ability, their effectiveness. But she knew those were fine to use without dilution, but it really is recommended for the most part to use a dilution, which is a carrier oil. And we're going to talk a little more about that in a little bit. But just keep that in mind. Another thing is what you may want to do in the very beginning when you have very, very small children or babies, we're talking about, is do a test patch. Like do an area, like you will take one oil that you're wanting to use on that child, and, you know, just a very small area, you know, apply that diluted with the carrier oil. apply that essential oil to the babies, maybe the leg or the arm in a very small area, and wait for 24 hours just to see if there's any kind of, anything that shows up that would indicate more of like a sensitivity or anything like that. If that, that may be a way that you can start feeling more comfortable in using the oils and knowing that those oils are going to be great for your baby. Okay. So, so that's something we definitely would want to do. And you want to avoid any of these stronger oils in the very beginning with your babies, like cassia or cinnamon, oregano, peppermint, or anything with a heavy menthol base. And Lacey did mention that some of these oils that are a little stronger, you would want to avoid those in the very beginning with your little wee ones, the little babies, right? And again, doing one at a time, testing them just as you're first introducing essential oils to your baby. You're going to do that one at a time. You might want to avoid some of the blends in the beginning that have lots of different oils that are combined together, and just test one by one. So that's just a little bit of advice, just to kind of get you going with using those oils with baby. Now, we were just talking about this, so you're going to want to dilute, and you will need a carrier oil, like, a fractionated coconut oil or jojoba oil, grapeseed. We love the fractionated coconut oil. This is our favorite. This is what doTERRA uses. It's great for the skin, very mild. It's less greasy than a lot of the other oils that may be out there. It doesn't go rancid like some of the other carrier oils. We love this one. And when you are applying an essential oil to that child, you will want to dilute with the carrier. Now, there's something to kind of keep in mind, and I actually have a dilution chart for you. And you may want to take a screenshot of it. You can actually Google doTERRA dilution chart, and you'll find this. But here is just a quick dilution guide, because I do have a lot of people that ask me, how many drops do I use? If I'm applying to my baby or my child or whatever, how many drops, what should I do? So this shows you here in a 5 milliliter and a 10 milliliter. Now, let me show you. This is the 10 milliliter bottle that most of you are probably familiar with. This is actually our allergy blend. It's got the peppermint, lavender, lemon. But this right here is the 10 milliliter. And so you're going to actually use this dilution chart. So if you have a baby that's newborn up to maybe a year, then you would only apply, put 1 drop of essential oil to a 10 milliliter bottle. And then you're going to fill the rest with a carrier oil. Okay. And if that's for a 0.5% dilution. Now, some of you may be more comfortable and feel like, you could bump that up. And so you might do about 3 drops or so, but this gives you a very good guide on, those ages and how much oil to use. Okay, now it looked like I was getting some info. Somebody chatting in. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, cool. All right, so we got the screenshot. Very good. Can you
just say, I'm sorry, I just joined not too long ago. Can you just say what a carrier oil is?
Yes, the carrier oil is basically, a carrier oil is going to be anything like a coconut oil, a grapeseed, jojoba, anything that's you're going to put with the essential oil. What it does, it dilutes the essential oil. It does not decrease the effectiveness of that oil at all. So you're still getting the same amazing benefits as you normally would, but you're going to, it's going to help to get it into the skin, and it's going to help not to, it's just going to help to make it where any skin sensitivities will help with that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. All right. So moving on. So when we're talking about specific, products, it says beware when choosing your products. Now, a lot of times these days, we see, this product is on the market with, it's got lavender oil in it, or this or that. It's got, and so we have to be very, very careful, because sometimes products that look natural and safe, there's really no way to ensure the quality of that. And we want to be very, very careful what we put on our baby. Now, it was just shared, I think today or yesterday, this whole, thing about Johnson & Johnson, that I think they've admitted. I think, Kiara, you actually shared that in a post I saw.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
So other ones don't have talc. So it might just be Johnson & Johnson that had talc, but other baby powders, not like all baby powders are wrong. It's just
exactly
Johnson & Johnson's with talc, but yeah.
Exactly. So they basically were saying that they admitted that there's really like carcinogens in there. So we have to be very, very careful about what we're choosing. So a lot of the store-bought oils have, adulteration, pesticides, synthetics. We know that doTERRA's oils are completely pure, straight from the plant. There's none of that in there. They do, the testing is phenomenal. We know that it is something that is safe for our children. And I'm just so thankful that we have that. So as a rule of thumb, you definitely want to use, unscented, stick to unscented baby products. You don't want anything that has a fragrance in there, okay? Because it's synthetic. If it says fragrance, that's, most of the time it's definitely going to be a chemical and synthetic. And you're going to want to you can add your own doTERRA essential oils. And there's tons of DIY things. And we're going to actually go over some of them tonight in the class. So you'll have that information. And then when we look at, oil delivery methods. So again, you can use, the carrier oil, you can use a roller bottle. You might want to make a little spritzer with a water bottle, like a water spritzer with your essential oils, or even a fractionated coconut oil with the oils in there as a little spritzer. You don't want to spritz like your pillows that your babies are laying on, but you can definitely, spritz the room, or obviously we're going to talk about diffusing, but you want to be careful that, in the beginning when the babies are little, that, they're not taking that in, ingesting something that, maybe they shouldn't be right in the beginning when they're very, very small. So just be aware of that. And again, make sure you're diluting for your babies. All right, so storing your oils and other safety tips. So let's look at this. Now, definitely keep all the oils out of the reach of children. Yes, they're safe for kids, but we want to make sure that the children are not taking them and, trying to ingest them or anything like that. If any oil is ingested, it's likely that in small amounts, it's not going to hurt your child. Okay, they're going to be okay. So don't freak out or anything. It's really, it's going to be fine. But and it's very rare that any child would drink enough of an oil. We know how potent these oils are. And listen, for a couple drops, they would be like, get this away from me. They're probably not going to keep on, taking it in. But just in case, you would definitely want to use some milk or something like that to help make sure they get that in their system right away. But just don't, be careful about where you're storing your oils. Keep them away from where babies can get to them, or little kids can get to them. Don't put the oils in or around your baby's nose, okay? We know that the eyes, down in the ear canal, and up the nose are not areas that we need to put the oils. And so just be careful about that with your babies. And again, you can use them on the face, teething, things like that, but you just want to be careful to definitely dilute those when you're applying. Okay, so let's get into some specific oils. Roman chamomile is a gentle essential oil that can be beneficial for babies who have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or are suffering from colic. And it's also one, that can be very calming, even for teething and that sort of thing. So if you do that, you would massage it around the jawline. Okay, so that would be a way. Lavender is another one we're going to talk about that's great for that as well. But Roman chamomile, actually, I have it right here, and it's funny. We grow this. I don't know if a lot of you garden, but we love to garden, and we have Roman chamomile, or it might be German chamomile. It's some type of chamomile, and so we've been picking a lot of that and drying it, and then we'll use it for chamomile tea. But it smells so good. It's just I don't know, I just love the smell of it. It's very calming. You can even blend it with some lavender or something else if you'd like to. And actually, that's the next one we're going to talk about, loving lavender. We absolutely love lavender. It is one of our favorites for sleep, for calming. It is one definitely that babies, little kids, babies this is a very mild, gentle oil. It's very soothing. So it's going to help in relaxation, sleep. It's going to help alleviate any muscle pain. Okay, so you would use it in the same way you would, the chamomile. You're going to massage it in areas like on the bottoms of the feet, or for teething, if that's an issue. Even down the spine is a great place to apply the oils for children. Lavender is also a natural antihistamine, natural antiseptic. So it really makes it perfect to dilute and use for insect bites, sunburns, cuts, scrapes. It's always in the Boo Boo blend, okay? So it's definitely one that you're gonna want to use, to have on hand, because it is one that is going to be a go-to. This one has been our very favorite for our kids, for bug bites or, you know, burns, anything like that. It has been wonderful. And I didn't even mention, we have 5 children. When we started with oils, our youngest was 3 years old. Now he's 7, which is crazy, but their ages are 7, 8, 13, 15, and 18. And so all of our kids, they're used to using oils. This is their go-to. It's what we use. We don't go to over-the-counter stuff anymore. Like, this is our go-to for what we need, the tools that we need, to help with anything that's going on in our home, and just for wellness purposes. So we love lavender. It's definitely a must-have. You got to have lavender. The next oil I want to talk about is tea tree. Now, it's also called Melaleuca. Tea tree is definitely one of those. It's a faithful standby that a lot of people have heard of, and many people have on hand already. It's antimicrobial. It's great for any type of fungal infection, diaper rash. Wonderful oil for the skin. Amazing. And I will tell you that another thing we talk about with babies, with children, are ear infections. And Karen, we just talked about that with your granddaughter, double ear infection, bless her heart. So this oil is an amazing one to have on hand for ear issues. Okay. So I have to tell the story. I tell it every time in my intro class. I share this, but he was 6 at the time. He's 8 now, but he woke up with horrible ear pain. I knew that tea tree, lavender, and basil were the 3 oils that were going to bring him relief. And so I applied those topically all around the ears, put a little bit on a cotton ball, pressed it to, his ear. And sure enough, he would go right back to sleep. 2 or 3 times he woke up. I did the same thing. And the next day he got a fever. We knew his body was fighting an infection. We saw stuff draining from his ear, literally, like it was just like pulling everything out. But we did not have to go to the doctor, didn't have to get on antibiotic, anything. Within a day, like, that was completely gone. And that next morning when he had woken up, he didn't even complain of ear pain. Like, this combination truly helped to bring relief for that ear issue. So I can't say that one enough. Tea tree, you got to have that one on hand to help with any kind of issues like that, for sure. It's wonderful. Now, the other thing is, before I move on, well, actually, you know what, we can talk about that in a little bit, because there's a DIY actually, no, I'm going to do it right now because I'm afraid I'll forget, because I have it in my notes. So let me tell you, the tea tree is really good. There's a diaper rash relief spray that's great. And it's in this book. If you're not familiar, this is the Essential Life book. Okay, it's a wonderful book. We love this book. You can purchase it on Amazon. It's really great. But in the back, there's a lot of information. And here's a whole section on baby, if you see that. So there.
What's the author on that?
It is, well, it's not really you'll find it. It's
okay.
put out by Oil Life, and I don't know that there's an actual, I don't know who actually. But I think the most well, it says Total Wellness Publishing. If you just put in the Essential Life, you'll find it. I think the 6th edition maybe is what it's on now. I'm not really sure. But this one, diaper rash relief. So let me give you this quick little recipe. So in a small glass bottle, or one that can be used with the oils, 4 to 8 ounces. Okay, so one of the smaller spray bottles, you'll do a 1/2 cup of carrier oil. Okay, so if you're doing, you might want to go, 4 ounces, that would be 4 ounces. But 1/2 cup carrier oil, and then 15 drops each of tea tree, lavender, and frankincense. Okay, that is going to be your diaper rash relief spray. We did this. Now, my son, he was just finishing up potty training at the time when we started oils. I mean, we were kind of behind a little bit with him. It took him a little bit longer. But so I used this. I made this spray. It brought, because he did have some issues here and there with some, just his bottom. And that spray was amazing. Like, I loved having that spray on hand. It was wonderful. So definitely just keep that one in mind. It's the diaper rash relief. We absolutely love that. Now, frankincense. Lacey already covered a lot with frankincense, but I do want to mention that this one is the king of oils. We love it. It is so good for cellular function. It's great for immune function, immunity, the immune system. It's going to promote a healthy inflammatory response. It's great to use, you know, once the baby starts crawling around or whatever, I mean, getting into things. But on the bottoms of the feet, spine, again, a great oil. Love this one. Can't say enough about it. It also can help with coughs. So you can rub it on the chest. So that is one that's just going to help reduce any inflammation in the body. Okay, lemon oil. We love lemon oil. So that's another oil that can help to keep your baby healthy, energized with just while excess germs are floating around. You can actually mix a drop of lemon oil with a carrier and rub it on the baby's chest. Now, I will say, any oil, especially the citrus oils, especially if it's summertime, springtime, you want to be very careful with applying the essential oil to an area that will be in the sun. So you wouldn't want to rub this lemon oil all over your baby's chest and then go to the pool, okay? And they're in, you know, they don't have a top on, they're a little boy, or they've got a little bathing suit and you can see. So you've got to be careful about that, just with the citrus oils especially. But lemon oil can be very, very helpful with just, you know, again, germs, kind of keeping the baby healthy. And we love, if you have any allergy issues, especially as your children get a little bit older and you're seeing that they have any type of seasonal allergies, then peppermint, lavender, lemon, that is the combination you need to be aware of for seasonal allergies. And that is actually what I was just showing you here that we use with one of our youngest for the allergy issues. The peppermint, lavender, lemon, just all combined in a roller. I will roll it on his chest or the bottoms of his feet or on his spine. We love it. It is amazing. Okay, moving right along. So ginger. Ginger is one that can help with upset stomach. So it's a very, you know, it's a very good oil to use for children, for upset stomach, for constipation, for excessive gassiness. So it can be something that can be really good for colic. Now, I don't have Digestin on here on the slides, I don't think, and I don't even see it here. I think it's because we used it last night and it's on our nightstand. But Digestin is another one. It is a blend, but it can be really, really great for babies as well. And I know I said stay away from some of the blends in the beginning, but I'm telling you, especially if they get maybe a little bit older, but honestly, even smaller babies, we've had people use that and it has been so helpful. Just rubbed on their tummy or the bottoms of their feet or on their back. So good for stomach issues. Now, jasmine oil, you might not have thought about using jasmine, but jasmine is a wonderful oil that's very calming. It can help with temper tantrums. Don't we all? Listen, if you've had kids, you probably have had some that have had some temper tantrums, or maybe you have perfect children. I don't know. No, Karen's saying no. But anyway, so yes, so jasmine is one that can be very calming. It can help in winding down before a nap or just after a long day. This actually comes in a touch roller, so you can roll on the bottoms of feet. You can apply to the spine, like I said, or, you know, even the chest area. Bottoms of feet are great. So jasmine is one that you definitely want to have in your little oil stash, right?
What do you use for yourself to calm down whenever your kid's having a tantrum? Like, what do you use when you're having, like, I freak out sometimes when my kid's having a tantrum, or I just freak out normally, so.
Okay, so this balance, and we're going to talk about balance. Adaptive, these are really good ones. Really good.
Balance and adaptive?
Yes, and Serenity's really good too. It's awesome. Okay. Yeah, but balance is definitely a really good go-to. Actually, I have a slide on that one here in a minute.
Okay, great.
Yeah, okay, so baby massage. So studies show that regular massages for babies can improve their weight gain in preterm infants. It can encourage development. It can decrease irritability and sleep disturbances. It actually can help, like, you know, think about the central nervous system. It can help release like feel-good hormones like serotonin. It's just really good. Think about how, you know, if someone's massaging our hands or massaging our body or whatever, like that feels really good to us, and it can help relieve tension and stress and help us calm down. I mean, my husband, he goes to get massages because it helps with all of his muscle issues and everything. And I mean, he's just like ready to go to sleep afterwards. So you think about that with a baby, and if we're adding in the oils with a carrier, or the diluting and putting the essential oils, and we're using those and we're massaging that baby, wow, like how awesome is that? And how good is that going to make them feel? And it's going to help them just to relax and calm down and just feel really good. And there's a lot of, and Lacey mentioned it, the Symphony of the Cells protocols. There's ones that you can use that are great for just massaging and just getting a lot of the oils into the child's, just into their system, and can be really, really effective. So I just wanted to mention that. There's Balance. Yes, Balance Oil, our friend. I love this one. This one is very warm. It's woody. It really helps to create a sense of calm and well-being. It helps with bringing down the stressors, right? Helping with that. Just promoting tranquility, relaxation. It helps with anxious feelings. It can just really have a balancing effect on the emotion. So this is one that is always going to be good to use for children. But listen, Kiara, like you said, listen, you can put it on your child, and then at the same time, you're breathing it in too, and you're using it too, because it is great. It's wonderful. So it's going to be like a double whammy, right? You both are going to get the benefits. It's great to diffuse as well. And it's also mild enough to be safely applied, to the baby's feet. And I do have a diffuser going in here. And I'll show you. Oh goodness, look, it does this to me. Like as soon as it's probably on its last little leg, I just turn it. As soon as I bring it over here, it turns off. Whoop, you can see a little bit of the mist. There we go. I was thinking the timing had gone off, and it has. It's almost empty. But you can see that I'm diffusing here. I love to use the diffuser with the kids. You can do this, in your baby's room, like some lavender, something like that to help them calm down. Diffusing is a great way to use the oils, and that's just really breathing those in aromatically. So that's definitely something you will want to keep in mind and be able to use with your little ones. All right, so the touch line. We love the touch line. And if you see anything that says like this oil is, peppermint touch or on guard touch, what it means is it comes in a roller already pre-diluted with the fractionated coconut oil. And I just pulled one out of this is Magnolia actually, but it comes just like this in a roller bottle, ready to go, convenient to use. So you can actually take this, stick it in your purse, your diaper bag, whatever, and you've got it. Now, we teach you how to make your own rollers too, so that's no problem. You can do that, but just know that these are available and they're very, very convenient. Okay, so let's talk a couple DIY things, all right? And I'm trying to speed it up. I know I don't want to keep you here all night, but I do have a couple DIY things I want to share. So bug spray. Lots of people ask me when it starts getting this time of year, what can I use on my kids? They don't want to use the brands, all the stuff that's out there with the chemicals and everything. And it really is, when I think about it, how we used to use that on our children. And then it always concerned me because it would say, make sure you wash it off, you take a bath and all this after using it. I'm thinking, well, why am I putting it on in the first place? If it's that, I have to take a bath after we use it, like what in the world? Like what is this stuff? So we avoid all that. We don't use those things anymore. And I'm so thankful that we have a natural option for helping to repel bugs, because of course we don't want to get eat up by the mosquitoes. Or any other bugs. So we do have a Terra Shield bug repellent. It's our outdoor blend. Love it. Babies can use it. Little ones, little bitty ones, toddlers, kids, adults, whatever, pets. Terra Shield is wonderful. So I definitely want to draw your attention to that, so that Terra Shield is one that you'll want to use. But you can also make your own. And there is a spray that you can make that's actually, you can use witch hazel in it, lavender oil, 10 drops, citronella oil, 10 drops. Okay, so you would do 1/4 cup of witch hazel. So I'll go ahead and give you the recipe. 1/4 cup, 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of citronella, 1 teaspoon of rubbing alcohol or vodka, some kind of like, you know, like a, I don't necessarily use the rubbing alcohol. I know that some people, I think that honestly you could probably leave that out. But it does help with the spray and everything. I mean, I get that. And then 1/4 of a cup of boiled water. It says mix everything together, fill into 1 or more spray bottles. And then you're going to shake it well before you apply it. And on babies, little ones, you might want to apply it to the clothing rather than right on the skin. But honestly, there's really nothing in there. And that's why I was saying that alcohol you might want to leave out for that. But because the witch hazel is going to help with dispersing the oils through there. So, but yes, lavender citronella, those are great that you can use as just a natural DIY bug spray. But honestly, the Terra Shield is fantastic. So you can definitely grab that too. It comes in a spray or it comes in the oil bottle that you can make your own spray with that as well. And then the DIY diaper cream. Now we already talked about the spray. And I love the spray for the diaper cream. I mean, the diaper rash or whatever, but there is just a diaper cream that you can make. And there's it's on the doTERRA blog. There's a recipe. So I'm not going to go into that right now, but just know that it includes your, I think it's coconut oil because it's really good moisturizing the skin. And it also has lavender and tea tree in it. So that is a great, just natural DIY diaper cream. Now, we were talking about baby powder, right? Isn't it cool to know that we can actually make our own? So you can make your own baby powder to use, and that is with some lavender oil, cornstarch, arrowroot powder, and some ground oats, finely ground oats. Isn't that cool? I love that. Listen, I would love to.
Can you say that one more time? That's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Lavender oil, arrowroot starch, ground oats, and what was the last thing? Cornstarch?
Yes, and the recipe is it should be on the doTERRA blog as well. You can just put baby powder, and it has. It may have the I think it has Roman chamomile in there too, because it's showing that, but it cut it off on my little sheet here. But yes, I mean, how awesome that we can do our own like DIY things. I so wish like that we would have had oils when our children were babies, but I'm so thankful that we have been able to use them with our children. It's been such a tremendous blessing. It really has. So let me just quickly switch gears and go over a couple things as far as kids. Obviously all of these you can use for any age. I mean, even the adults can use what we've been talking about, but I wanted to focus in on what you can feel really comfortable with using with your babies. And now I want to talk a little bit more about kids and our kids line, because I absolutely love it. Now, Lacey did mention this already, so I'm not going to get into all the details of it, but this is our IQ Mega, our Mega 3 supplement. It has a wild orange flavor. It is great. It's something that definitely, like she was saying, for brain function, cardiovascular, for immune health, for joint function, all of this. And then we also have the chewable tablets right here. There we go. The A to Z chewable tablets. So this is basically like the multivitamin. It's awesome as well. It doesn't have any kind of fructose, corn syrup or artificial colors, sweeteners, flavors, anything like that. It is a watermelon flavor, or actually now they might have the strawberry, I think. They kind of mixed them up there for a little while. So I get confused, like which one is it? But it's great for our kids, making sure that they get all they need. Now, this is one that my kids absolutely love, is the probiotic. It's wonderful. This is PB Assist Junior. It includes 5 billion live cells of a unique blend of 6 different probiotic strains specifically selected for their benefits among children. Now, adults can use this too. We have our own adult probiotic, but listen, I take the other probiotic, but this one's really fun to take because it's like a little sachet. It's like almost like the pixie sticks. You can literally just like drop it in your mouth, and it's like these little crystals or whatever. You can put it in a drink or water and just kind of, drink it like that, or you can sprinkle it on top of, yogurt or whatever. My kids love it. They think they're eating candy, to be honest. They love this stuff. They would have 2 or 3 of them or more a day, but it's really formulated for 1 a day, but it's wonderful. Now, this is so fun. I absolutely love our kids collection. It is awesome. I have most of them here. Actually, I've got all the little rollers here, but we're going to talk about these each individually. So I'm going to kind of briefly go through each one. Now, this is something I get asked a lot. What do you have for focus? So this one is our Thinker oil. All right. And so Thinker, it really helps to instill a sense of alertness and creativity. By just when you roll this on, you can put it on the back of the neck, you can put it inside the wrist. It has peppermint, clementine, and rosemary and vetiver in it. I absolutely love it. It has a wonderful smell to it. It's more minty. It's got the peppermint, but this is great for focus and for concentration. Children who just need to kind of, bring them in a little bit, or, even children that have, deal with, kind of hyperactivity or ADHD type issues, that kind of thing. This one is a really good support to help with focus. So if they're sitting down trying to do homework or homeschool or whatever they're doing, everybody's doing, their homeschooling right now. So Thinker is a wonderful blend. Love it. Now this is another favorite of ours here. It's Calmer. Love the Calmer blend. It is our restful blend, so very similar to what, I love Serenity, but I have used this myself even at night to put on the bottoms of my feet, but definitely I've used it on my children, on their spine or their feet. But it's great to help them to relax. So at bedtime, or if they're, in the middle of the day and they just need a little chill pill, they need to take a little break or whatever. Take that Calmer out and just use that, really, and it's so soothing. We absolutely love this one, the Calmer. Now Stronger, this one is awesome. Okay, so we've talked, if you know anything about doTERRA, you know that our On Guard blend is our protective blend. It's the one for the immune system. It's wonderful for, just for germs and all that kind of stuff. So this is like the kids version of that. It doesn't smell anything like On Guard. Actually, it has, I have it right here. It has frankincense, litsea, cedarwood, and rose. It has rose oil in it, y'all. That is amazing. Rose is a very expensive oil, but it's a powerful oil. It's so good for our body. It's so good for the immune system. It's a powerhouse, and it's in this Stronger blend. I absolutely love this one. You can apply it to their hands, their feet, their spine, the chest. Actually, this is a really good one for boo-boos too. So you can, if they get a scrape or, something, whatever, scrape up their knees or hands or whatever. It's really good for that because it has those healing oils. It has the frankincense. It has the rose in it. That's really, really powerful for the skin as well. So we absolutely love this one. And actually somebody is going to win this oil at the end.
So would you put that on, on a baby's, or a kid's cut? Blood
Absolutely.
cut?
Oh yeah, you can put it, you can apply it directly on there. Yep, you can. It's
so
great.
I'm guessing you don't use any kind of polysporin or neosporin. Do you use those at all?
I do not. We actually have one called Correct X, and it's very similar to that, and it has helichrysum, frankincense. It has the essential oils in there. So that's what we either use that or we go straight to our oils like frankincense and tea tree and lavender and all that. So I actually usually make a little boo-boo blend, but this one, if you had this one on hand, it would be great to use because it has those amazing healing oils. A lot of the oils, and we didn't go over all this tonight because it's not an intro class, but a lot of the oils have antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal properties, anti-infectious properties in them. So it's doing that work in your body to support your body in that natural healing process. So yes, so let me move on. So Rescuer, this is one we have used quite a bit in our home. Next to our youngest child has a lot of growing pains. He tends to, at night especially, he'll complain with tired legs and, it's really just those growing pains that we deal with. So we have used Deep Blue, Aroma Touch, some of those, but once Rescuer came out, this is definitely my go-to for the kids, for anything like that. It's our soothing blend. So it's going to help with muscle issues. It's going to help with just relaxing, those areas of tension. And so it's great for massaging onto the shoulders, the neck, the back, legs, like after they've, been running around outside or whatever, or just for growing pains. It's wonderful. And especially around bedtime. That's usually when it kind of seems to hit at our house. And so we'll just roll it right on, and it helps them to settle down and help to takes that pain away. Steady. Okay, so steady is kind of like the balance. It's the grounding blend for kids. So it's comparable to balance. It helps to, reduce feelings of anxiety. It helps to bring comfort and balance. So it's called steady. And so this is another one that's really good for the bottoms of the feet. Again, any of these oils, bottoms of feet, spine, wherever, the wrist, you can apply there as well. But this is when, sometimes kids, if they're in different environments, they might, be shy or anxious or have just some, like I said, the temper tantrum type issues going on, a little meltdowns. The steady is one that you can bring out to help with that as well. So we definitely love this one too. Now, Brave. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is my daughter's absolute favorite. Actually, I think we gave her this for Christmas because she loved it so much. I think it was one of just a thing that we had given her. But she wears it as a perfume. We love it. It is so uplifting. It is the Courage Blend. So what it does, it helps with boosting confidence and courage. It helps with that. You can apply it to the neck or the tummy. I was just trying to think about, but we love to put it, like I'll put it right here, like on my wrist, or I'll put it right here behind my ears. But I love this one. It smells, I wish I could describe it. It smells so good. It's kind of fruity, almost like, it kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, juicy fruit gum or something, but it's very uplifting. It's just a beautiful, like aroma. I don't know. It just smells so amazing, and we love it so much. So I think you would love that one too. It's definitely Ayla's favorite. She's 13 and she keeps it in her purse and wears it a lot. Okay, so that basically covers all of the, just the baby oils I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about the kids' oils. Now, you probably want to know, how in the world can I get these? Like, how can I get them in my home? So let me tell you how you can do that. If you're new here and you don't know how to get the oils, so let me go over that with you. So there are 3 ways to purchase the oils. You can get them retail, which honestly I wouldn't recommend because it's not your best value. You definitely don't want to do that because it's going to be the most expensive. But you can purchase them at wholesale. So the wholesale, the way this works is it's kind of like getting a Sam's Club membership. You get that wholesale pricing once you get that membership. Same thing with doTERRA. You can become a doTERRA wholesale customer and you are able to purchase at wholesale. And that is really the best way, and the way that most people do purchase the oils, because they want the best price. It's 25% below retail, and you're able to get these products. Is such a great deal. Now, the third way is once you become a doTERRA member. Oh, and I forgot to mention, so it's $35 for the year for that membership, that it gives you wholesale pricing. Now, I'm going to tell you a way that you can get that membership fee waived, that you don't have to pay that in just a minute. So the third way is wholesale. Like once you become a doTERRA member, you can actually do a program that we have called the Loyalty Rewards Program, and then you can get points for free oils. We love this program. It allows us to get up to 30% back on everything we purchase. So really you're getting oils at like a 55% discount because you're getting all these free oils. So it's a wonderful program. Can tell you more about that later. I'm not going to get in the details of all that right now. So the way that you can get that membership fee waived is there are some kits, and I have several I'm going to go over with you. I'm not going to go over all of them tonight. There are some other options, but these are really the ones that I felt like fit with this class and something that you might would want to start with, because this one it used to be called the Family Essentials Kit. Now it's called Healthy Start Kit. And I love this kit because truly it has what we need for our families. Is almost like a medicine cabinet makeover. And it gives us so many different options. A lot of the ones we talked about tonight, and I didn't mention like Breathe Oil and some of those, but those are really ones that we use a lot with our family, with our kids, for asthma, type issue, or coughing, congestion. That one's in there. The lemon, the lavender, the frankincense, the On Guard. I mean, all these are great, that are so good for our family. So this kit, actually, to get all 10 oils plus your diffuser, is $160, and that gives you your wholesale membership. So you get all the benefits of that. Plus, I'm going to show you in a minute how you're going to receive a free oil with this kit too. Now, this one's called the Healthy Essentials. It is another great place to start. You see it has the balance oil in there, the adaptive oil. It also has your lavender and your peppermint, your On Guard. So all these are going to be great for your family. So this one is actually 3 times as much oil as that Healthy Start kit, but it's less than double the price. So it's definitely a better value. You save about $70 with this kit. So for all 10 oils plus this diffuser, and then you would get another bonus oil I'll tell you about in just a minute. But this one's $249, okay? Now, there is another kit that I really love too that would be another great starting place that you can get. This kit here, the Serenity On Guard Lemon in the Deep Blue. Deep Blue is great for muscle pains and aches and all that. The whole family can use it. Even our older children, they use it a lot for the muscle pains and everything. But if you do a little add-on, maybe one of the kids' oils we talked about, or something else, for mood or whatever, if you did a little add-on to this, you can also get in the free oil. But this one includes your membership as well, and it's only $105. So it's a great, great value. Love it. Okay, now look, we have the kids collection. I love this, and this comes in a kit and a collection. And if you want every one of those kids oils we talked about, it's got the little flashcards, the little what is the carabiner things, whatever those things are called, the little clips. It comes with that in this cute little case. So if you do this with your wholesale membership, and like maybe add on like a wild orange oil or something like that, around $150 would get you this kit, your membership, plus you would get the free oil that I'm talking about. So this is another great way to get started for your family, for your kids, and have every one of those kid oils that come in this collection. And actually, I forgot to mention Tamer. Tamer oil was not on there, but Tamer oil is our digestive blend. I don't know if you can really see that. The lighting's not the best, but this one is our digestive blend for kids. So that one is amazing as well. Okay, so that is another option for you to get started with the kids set. All right, so we do have 2 kits that are for limited time only. They came out this month in May, so I didn't want to, not mention them. So let me go over those really quickly. This is our Protect kit. It's only $125. So it gives you your On Guard, your hand sanitizer, your tea tree bergamot, which we love, Purify, gets rid of odors and helps with skin issues. Wonderful. $125 includes your membership. Oops, this one is the Respond kit. Okay, so this is another one that's 10% off at $150, and it has a lot of your oils that are really going to be great for your family as well. So this Respond kit is another option for you. Now, this is what I mentioned. So any of the kits that I talked about, if you do any of those to get started with doTERRA as a member, just get your wholesale account, you're going to get this free Citrus Bliss oil, okay? If it's 100 to 299 PV, you get the Citrus Bliss free. Love this oil. It's citrus plus some vanilla. It smells amazing. I love to diffuse it. Love to wear it as like a perfume. It's wonderful. It's very uplifting. And then the adaptive oil is for any order 300 PV or more. Okay, so these are because our team is participating in a special program with doTERRA called Diamond Club, and we're able to offer these free oils for you. So that's super exciting. And so now here's the really fun part. I'm going to give away an oil. So this is what I need you to do. I need everyone to take your phone out, and you're going to text me. This is what you're going to text me. Your name, so I know who's texting me if I don't have your number. Your name, which oil you would like to try that you saw. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Your name, your email. I do need your email too. Which oil you would like to try, or if you're not a doTERRA member, tell me which kit really spoke to you. Like, which one do you think would be possibly a good fit for your family? So those 3 things: name, email, and an oil or a kit. All right. So while you are doing that, so make sure you text me, and there's my number. You can see it, 704-202-2005. So I'm going to write down, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm going to write down a number. And let me see how many people we have on here right now. 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4. So I think we have 4 that are still with us. I think, is that right? Okay, I'm writing down a number right now, and whoever is this number that texts me, okay, So I'm doing 1 through 4. I just wrote down a number and I have not looked at my phone. So that's how I'm going to determine the winner. So y'all hurry up. Y'all hurry up and text me. Y'all text me because we're going to see who's going to be our winner. Okay. So, yes, make sure you do that. I don't know. Did I show you the number already? I didn't mean to if I did. But it's written down. Okay. While y'all are doing that, and I'll see if I've got some. Yep. I got the text coming through. Awesome. Y'all were so good. Real quick, before I announce the winner, we work with 3 types of people. People that love the doTERRA lifestyle, that love the oils, use the oils, they want to be a customer. Other people are like the oils and they decide, you know what, I want to share these with people. I love these. I love what they're doing for my family. I want to host a class. I want to share these amazing benefits. So they might host a class and either get hostess credits, or they might become a wellness advocate and even help to get their own oils paid for. And then there's a third person that decides, you know what, I love this. I love these oils. I love what they're doing for me and my family. And I want to share these and really use this to build an income for my family and support my family. And those are builders. We work with all 3 types. We want to work with you and support you in wherever you fit. And so we're thankful just to be able to do this with you and be on this oil journey with you. It is such a blessing. It truly is a joy. So I am going to stop our screen share and get back to you guys. So let's see. All right. So what I'm going to do, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Does anybody have any questions whatsoever before we announce our winner?
Just my main question is like, well, I'll just email you actually because it's a lot. Never mind.
Absolutely, yeah, and we can talk afterwards for sure. You can text me, you can chat, and that sounds great. Okay, so let me see. So I had 4 people. I have Karen, Kiera, Jayla, and Sarah. So this was my number. So the second person that came through, okay, so my number was 2. Y'all see that? I wrote down 2, and I didn't look at my phone, I promise. So I've got, let's see who was first. Okay, Jayla was first. So Jayla, you get the prize for being first. You were like on it, yay. But Karen was number 2. So Karen actually won, and then Sarah was next, and then Kiera. So, but I had number 2 written down. So Karen, you're gonna get to have the stronger oil. I have that for you.
Yay.
Congratulations! Yay! Oh my goodness. Well, thank y'all for hanging in there. Goodness, I didn't mean to go so long. I hope you're not, everybody's probably like, please be quiet so I can go to bed.
No, it's great.
Thank you.
Are you going to post the recording somewhere? Because I would love to watch it again. It's like a lot to take, and I would love to watch it again. So
yes, there's a lot of information, and I feel like I was flying through it because we were trying to get through everything. What I will do once the recording uploads or downloads, whatever you say, I will put it in I'll probably put it into a YouTube video and put it on our oil group. That's what I've been doing with videos lately. So it will be in the Oil of Joy Facebook group. I will put it there.
Okay, I'll have to text you so I can join that. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. And yes, we have 3 intro classes next week. So make sure you're inviting your people and joining in on our intro classes. But thank y'all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.